Hi friends, Ina the oncology pharmacist here, and today I dug deep into YouTube and found Styropyro's insane videos making medicine from 1933 chemistry book. Some of them dangerous, most of them cancerous. Not only will I be reacting to them, but I will actually try to make a safe modern day version so I won't get banned from YouTube.
Now I feel like I'm stating the obvious here, but please don't try any of these things at home. Like some of these recipes in here could either blow your hands off, give you cancer, or even you in one breathful for the ones that make cyanide gas. So yeah, just leave that to me, please.
Don't worry about it, Styropyro. I'm gonna try to save your viewers by making a safe alternative modern day version of your recipes, and we'll leave the danger to you. Thanks for taking one for the team. And yeah, I will definitely be telling you guys which one can cause cancer as well.
Okay, this one's one of my favorites.
Okay.
It's an asthma remedy that involves mixing a bunch of herbs, some of them toxic, and mixing it with the main ingredient in gunpowder, and then putting it into a pipe and smoking it. How is that supposed to make your lungs feel better?
Nice, but wait. This one went by way too fast. What are these ingredients? All right, after some extensive research, basically just entering the names into Google, let me tell you what these ingredients are. Grandella robusta. Apparently, this is a herb that has sticky leaves, and we thought it could be used as an expectorant. Expectorant is a product that can potentially help you clear your lungs by helping you cough up your mucus more. Jaborandi leaves is similar to a real drug that we have called pilocarpine, which is a drug in the class called cholinergic agonist, which means these are drugs that act on the cholinergic receptor, making them more activated. And guess what? For modern day medicine, for asthma treatment, we actually use cholinergic antagonists, so drugs that make the cholinergic receptors less activated. Yeah, so I guess we were just completely wrong about this one. Eucalyptus, I guess this one is more obvious. You smell it and I guess it's kind of a decongestant. Cubeb, it's a spice made from some sort of berries, and we thought by smoking it, it should somehow help us cure our throat. All right, I don't think I need to go on. I'm pretty sure you get the idea. But this is actually how we treat asthma. Yeah, this is actually mine. I was prescribed this because I apparently have mild asthma myself. This is called Sympacort. It's a turbohaler that you can inhale from twice a day all the way up to 8 times a day as needed. How you would do this is twist off the cap, prime your inhaler by twisting the bottom back and forth. Once you hear click, you know that the powder has been pushed up into this inhaler. You now want to exhale all of your breath, and you want to put this in your mouth without your tongue covering the mouthpiece, and you want to take a deep, fast breath to bring the powder into your lungs, like so. And the most important thing after using this is to rinse your mouth and spit out the water, because you don't want the steroids from this medication to be left in your mouth because that could cause some sort of fungal infection. Now, I do kind of want to show you guys what the drug powder looks like, so I'm going to push out a few doses and I'll try to see if I can dump the powder on this. Oh, there we go. Do you guys see that? So instead of grinding up herbs and smoking it from a pipe, this is the actual drug powder to treat asthma. This contains 2 ingredients, budesonide and formoterol. One is a corticosteroid to help reduce the inflammation in your lungs, and the other one is a long-acting bronchodilator, which means it will open up your airways and help you breathe better. Yay! Now your asthma is under control and you won't get cancer. There's a new feature on YouTube called Hype, and it really helps out small creators like me. While you're watching my video, watch out for the Hype button underneath, and please hype my video if you really like it. Also, most of you watching aren't even subscribed, so make sure you subscribe as well.
Here's a cold remedy that involves inhaling a mixture of chloroform, formaldehyde, ether, and alcohol, and plus a few herbs. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, the chloroform and formaldehyde are definite carcinogens, and then the chloroform and ether, that's like a Civil War era anesthetic. This will literally render you unconscious.
He's not wrong. All right, let's read the recipe here. So it's asking for 69 parts isopropyl alcohol. Isn't that just like smelling 70% isopropyl alcohol to try to resolve your cold? I guess that's something like this. I mean, other than making you have a cough fit for a bit, I'm not sure if that will work for your cold. And as for the other ingredients, chloroform and ether were used as anesthetic agents back in the day when performing surgery. So ether actually came first and was discovered by Americans, and shortly after, the British discovered chloroform. Which one is better? You Americans and Brits can fight it out in the comment section. And me as a Canadian, I'll watch politely from the sidelines. I made a video reacting to Now Red making actual chloroform, so I'll leave that down below if you want to check it out. So in total, that's like 16% of a substance that will just knock you out. And formaldehyde, yes, it is a proven carcinogen. It can be found in cigarette smoke and car exhaust. And specifically, it can increase the risk of getting nasopharyngeal cancer and leukemia. But if we look at recipe number 2, that actually sounds like a pretty decent recipe. If only menthol and camphor was in there. I don't know if anything else is on there in the next page, but if they just stop there, that's not too bad. You've got menthol and camphor. Menthol and camphor can temporarily release your nose congestion and feel like you can breathe better, although it is not recommended in any children under 2 years old because camphor can actually cause seizures and even death in toddlers. That's why you know those Vicks baby rubs or those Vicks nasal decongestants that smell like mentholy and camphor to help open up your nose? You can't use that for any children less than 2 years of age. I wonder if I'm going to see camphor as a substance as poison in my other series reacting to Apothecary Diaries because, man, they really like to poison babies over there.
So I decided to put a little bit of chloroform, ether, and isopropyl alcohol in this bottle just to give this a test.
Oh my god.
Let's see. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Smells like cancer.
Okay, isopropyl alcohol I can understand, and chloroform I guess I've seen Now Red make it just out of bleach, so that's okay too, but ether? How do you even get that? And why does he have all the parts just readily available in his home? If I actually wanted to make a cold remedy, here's what I would do as a pharmacist. Tylenol cold and flu, which contains ingredients like acetaminophen to help with pain, fever, headaches, contains ingredients like dextromethorphan, which can help with coughing, a decongestant, and in the nighttime formulation probably also has something to help you go to sleep or reduce itchiness and runny nose. A thermometer, which is very, very important because every time you feel unwell, you should take your temperature and check out if you have a fever or not because that can drastically change your diagnosis or what the source of infection could be. Lozenges, which are helpful if they contain some sort of menthol or sometimes even some numbing medicine to really help reduce the inflammation and soreness of your throat. But these are pretty trash. I don't recommend them. They do nothing for me. This is my little trick of what I like to do when my throat feels like someone is stabbing me. It's a Listerine breath strip, but because the menthol in this is so strong, it will actually help me numb my throat for a period of time. They just look like this and you just put them on top of your tongue. A couple years ago, I got... Oh. Ooh, this is really strong. A couple years ago, I got something called Oh, I can't even talk. A couple years ago, I got something called hand, foot, and mouth disease. Don't ask me how I get it. I guess I work in the hospital. Anything is possible. But my god, my throat felt like I was being constantly stabbed by a knife. And this really saved me because it was literally stronger than any lozenges I could find. And if you want anything else that maybe has less evidence but just wants to make yourself feel better, you could try vitamin C or zinc. They don't have great evidence, but I know a lot of patients swear by them and think that they can help prevent a cold from coming on. They don't really have a lot of side effects, so if you want to give them a try, you could definitely ask your pharmacist about them. And if you really want to have something to help you breathe in, you could try a humidifier, which I also have at the back. I don't know if you can see that. I've turned this on. This lamp behind me is actually a humidifier.
Here's one that will kill me a lot slower than most of the other recipes in this book.
Okay.
It's a recipe for vanilla icing.
Oh.
Now, I'm a terrible cook, but this sounds like something I can do.
Wait, this actually also sounds like something I can do. Let's do it. Okay, so this recipe needs hot water, which we have a hot water dispenser right here. We need some sugar, vanilla, and egg whites. I happen to have all of them. My friend actually made her own vanilla extract and gave it to me for Christmas. And as you can see, I have not used it at all. So we're gonna use it today. It smells so good. 3 ounces of egg white, that seems like a lot. I think I'm just gonna use the egg white from 1 egg. I've got sugar, which says we'll need, oh my god, 112 ounces? What's that times 30? So about like 300 grams? I do have a scale, so we can measure that out. So let's add all of our ingredients. Vanilla, egg white, and we need a lot of hot water. And we're gonna mix that up. All right, let's start this. It's splashing a little bit. Oh no. Oh no, the egg white is making a really foamy white foam. I don't know if that's what it's supposed to look like. Okay, something's gotta be wrong here. Let me read the instruction again. There is no instruction. It just lists out the ingredients. How did he do it? Oh, he just stirred it. I wonder if that's what we should have done. It looks pretty thoroughly mixed, but it's just got a lot of foaminess. We could still give it a try.
Oh, hell no!
I mean, it's good. It's just really sweet.
I'm impressed, really. Although, even though it's satisfying to my taste buds, it still doesn't satisfy my urge to light things on fire.
Wait, did he say light this on fire? Why does everything have to be lit on fire?
Luckily, you only need 1 extra chemical in order to convert delicious treats into extremely high temperature burning incinerating mixes.
Oh my god.
And that's some good old fashioned potassium chlorate. Let's see how well this stuff burns.
Where does he even do them? Oh my goodness. Holy crap, that's a big
look at
fire.
that. It is flammable. And that's what 1,000 calories looks like.
Yeah, he said to leave the danger to him, so I unfortunately cannot recreate that.
Now, I won't be demonstrating this one for you today, but I just can't help but wonder the
Oh my
circumstances for when this recipe actually got used.
Oh my goodness. All right, this is interesting though, so let's check out the ingredients. So water, okay. Sodium chloride, isn't that just salt? Yeah, I'm sure your private parts will love that. Lactic acid, which is just an acid that your body naturally produces when you're going through high intensity exercise. Not sure how you can get that or where you can buy that. What is glycopon 4A? Google doesn't even tell me. And then parachlorometaxylenol. It's apparently some sort of antiseptic, but the name sounds pretty toxic. And then oxyquinoline sulfate. It's also an antiseptic. And then we have tragacanth gum, which is from the sap of a Middle Eastern legume. Okay, none of these is spermicidal or provides any sort of barrier. Let's read the instruction. Dissolve the lactic acid and sodium chloride in the water. Add the parachlorometaxylenol and oxyquinoline sulfate to the glycopon 4A. Warm till thoroughly dissolved. Then add the tragacanth and stir until thoroughly mixed. To this, add the salt and lactic acid solution slowly with hand stirring till cold. Oh my god, this has been just the most difficult recipe so far. Allow to stand overnight. Overnight? You can't even use this immediately? And then stir the following day. Okay, I see. I get it. It's a contraceptive because you're practically just practicing abstinence. So a modern day spermicide jelly usually contains something called nonoxynol 9, which is a compound to basically cause the sperm not able to move. So it doesn't actually directly kill the sperm, just sort of immobilize it.
This recipe claims it can make fabric fireproof.
Okay.
Now, fireproof, we'll see about that.
This one is interesting. It has something called boric acid. Boric acid is a form of boron, which is an element that we can find on the periodic table, which I believe you can find on the right-hand side of the periodic table. Hope my chemistry still holds up. But it's actually also a medicine that we use to treat vaginal yeast infections. And I have a capsule of it right here. Let me open it up and show you. So how this works is boric acid actually can make the vaginal area more acidic, which makes the yeast harder to grow. Sorry guys if this is TMI, but it's you know, good medical information. It just looks like a generic white powder like this, like that. And this is kind of like second to third line treatment if the woman is not responding to first or second line antifungal treatment. But today we learned that it has other properties, like being fireproof.
This fireproofing stuff using some roach killer and lye. And although it sounds pretty scary, it's identical to what's used in the book.
Okay.
The cloth on the left is the one that was dipped in that fireproofing solution.
Oh my god, he has a flaming torch.
Impressive, look at that.
This guy.
Oh, there it goes. Yeah, I'm gonna give that one a C.
Yeah, not when you use a flaming torch.
Coins are all dirty? Well, using this book, you can actually clean them yourself. All you need is a gallon of water and enough cyanide to kill 2,000 people.
Wait, how much cyanide was that again? 6 to 8 ounce. And 1 ounce is roughly equivalent to 30 grams, so holy crap. That's 180 to 240 grams of cyanide. So the lethal dose of cyanide is roughly 1 to 3 milligram per kilogram of body weight. So for an average person that weighs about 70 kilograms, a dose of 70 milligram of cyanide could kill someone. One type of food that contains cyanide is bitter almonds, and if you eat too much of it, you could actually die from cyanide poisoning.
Now, unfortunately, I only have a few grams of cyanide, so I can only make enough to clean, a few handfuls of coins, as opposed to like a truckload. Why do I even own cyanide? Man, why do I even do this crap? There's enough cyanide inside this little vial to kill me like 50 times over.
Yeah, why do you?
So just the fact that I'm handling this stuff should definitely earn your subscription.
I hope he's doing this in a nice ventilated area, maybe hopefully with the hood overhead.
Paint it on there. Oh, look at that. The tarnish is coming right off. The cyanide's probably reacting with the copper and the copper oxide and reducing it to make a copper cyanide complex. What smells like almond?
Oh my god, don't smell it. It could actually kill you incredibly fast if you inhale cyanide. You would start to feel weakness, dizziness, vertigo, and then quickly you'll feel nothing, because you'll be dead. Now the almond smell is really interesting. Is it the cyanide that's contained in the almond that's giving it the quintessential almondy smell? If you know, please let me know in the comments. I would love to find out.
According to this recipe, molasses with just a pinch of neurotoxin is all it takes to keep your high voltage contraptions from arcing over. So let's give this thing.
Okay, I actually had to look up both of those words because I didn't know what they mean. So apparently molasses is a byproduct from sugar production, and litharge or litharge, it's just lead oxide.
So let's give this thing a shot. What could possibly go wrong?
Now, I've had more than my fair share of lead exposure over the years, so I decided to sub out the lead oxide with some bismuth trioxide.
Did he say lead exposure? Right, so he's substituting the lead for bismuth, but bismuth can also cause poisoning. Although it's just a lot rarer to get bismuth poisoning because we use so much lead in making a lot of the products that we used, and we don't use bismuth as much. But I did talk about bismuth in a different Now Red reaction video where he took the bismuth and made Pepto-Bismol. So if you're interested, I'll leave that down in the description box as well. Yeah, don't let any of the girls from the Apothecary Diaries get a hold of this book because we would have more dead babies.
It's chemically pretty similar. Here I've broken out Old Smoky, and as you can tell, she's definitely seen better days. Now she only outputs about a volt, but she can output about 1,000 amps. Alright, can this molasses mix stop Old Smoky? Let's find out. Yeah, it looks like it.
Now, I suck at physics, especially electrical physics, so if anyone understood what is going on and someone can explain it to me like I'm 5, please do so in the comments. I would love to learn.
Interesting. It's a recipe for an anti-fogging compound. And that means
Okay.
2017 and my windshield still fog up. So let's try it to see if this thing works.
Okay, so this is another one that actually doesn't look super toxic. We have soap. Well, I mean, if you drank the soap, you could probably kill yourself. There's glycerol, which is an interesting ingredient that we actually use in the pharmacy quite a lot. It's a pretty common solvent that we can use to dissolve stuff, and it's pretty good at moisturizing. Oh, and there's this thing called a glycerin suppository, which can be used for someone, including babies, that have really bad constipation and just needs to go. You would insert this up and they should go within 15 minutes. All right, I'm impressed as well, and I am very happy that he is still alive and has not killed himself yet from trying all these recipes. Hope you found this video fun. If you liked it, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this. I've linked my previous Styropyro reaction video here so you can check that out. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!